folks, and welcome to another Saturday morning Samoflange. I'm Matt, and it's time to do our top 5 movies we're looking forward to in 2024. I say we, but there's no one else here. Happy New Year. First podcast of 2024. Benjamin will be back next week, hopefully, telling me about his walkabout. I don't know how many episodes that's going to be, but it's going to be super fun. And again, maybe later on, I'll have him do his top 5 for 2023, and then his top 5 he's looking forward to for 2024. There are a lot of movies coming out, and a lot of them can go straight to streaming, baby. They can go straight to streaming. I do not care. Maybe you're like this as well, but I am one of those viewers who, these days, I don't need to go to the theater anymore. And by the way, we live literally 1 block away from the theater. I could walk there. It maybe take me 10 minutes to walk there to the theater. I mean, there's really just, we take a left. We go down the road, take a left, and then we're right there in the parking lot. It's so easy to go. So it's right there. It's not a time issue. It's not an inconvenience to us. But I just don't care anymore. I can stream everything. I'm patient to wait. There's tons of stuff I can watch. It's not like I'm hurting to watching stuff. And everyone's like, oh, you need to see the movie experience. No. Pandemic killed that for a lot of people now. And now, theaters who love the fact, movie theaters are like, oh, yeah, got to stay home. Can't go out and see movies right now. And they're like, wait, come back to the movie theater. No, people's attention does not last forever. And so now that we know that we can survive without the movie theater, that's what's hurting the industry. Now, not every movie. We'll still go see really good blockbuster movies that'll get out there, and some of these movies do make money. But another reason a lot of them don't is because, people can wait. People can wait for a lot of these. I can wait for a lot of these, movies. Not all of them are worth my time. Kong Godzilla. No way. I enjoyed the first movie. I'm not going to watch it in theaters. Or I know I'm not going to watch it in theaters. There's 2 maybes on my list here, and I'm going to give them honorable mentions because I might go to theaters, but if I miss it, I'm not going to be upset because I know I'll get it on streaming. That's kind of weird, but there's a lot of, maybe I should have talked about the streaming movies too. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull this back up and tell you which movies I would rather see on streaming because, honestly, there's a lot of them. Here we go. Let's talk about movies. Movies that I thought, oh yeah, I can wait for streaming. Here we go. Movies that can wait for streaming. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I was a fan of the originals. The new ones were okay. They've kind of gone downhill as time goes off. I don't know why they keep making them. But yeah, I'll watch this one when it comes out streaming. Definitely. Wicked Part 1. Ugh. Maybe I'll watch it when Part 1 and 2 come out. It's from the musical theater thing. Yeah, I mean, okay. Yeah, sounds fun. Whoa, this one says... this must be... Is this wrong? What is this? Upcoming... This is IMDb. I don't know about this. They said National Treasure 3. I didn't know about this one. I'm on a different side here. Even if it does, I do enjoy the National Treasures. Even if this one comes out, it's going to be streaming for me. A Quiet Place Day 1. I've seen the first 2 movies in theaters. No, thank you. I think I'm done. The second movie is just like the first one. No difference. Just different situations. Just more of the same. And that's fine. Day 1, yeah, I will watch that when it comes out streaming. I have no desire to see this. Let's see. Joker. I may not see this ever. I hated the first movie. I hated it. Probably won't see that at all. That's one that I may go see. Hold on. Looking through this. I don't know. Some of these, I don't know. This is something different than if there is a Venom 3. I don't remember seeing this earlier. That's streaming. The Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. Those movies have been good, but I'm just going to watch that streaming. Just really not worth it for me. Trying to see other ones. Oh, not really. There's not much here. Madam Web looks so horrendous. It looks so horrendous. Well, here this says Rush Hour 4. If there is a Rush Hour, I don't know whether I'd see that in theaters. Maybe. Chris Tucker hasn't been around for a while. This is something different. This wasn't the one I looked at here. Inside Out 2, we'll never see. Gladiator 2, what the heck? No, I probably will never see that. A new Lord of the Rings movie, definitely skipping that. Getting desperate there. Hold on, still going through these. This is something different than what I looked up originally, so I should look up the one I had. But oh my gosh, there's tons of movies here. Beetlejuice 2. No, my wife will probably want to see it. I may get dragged to theaters for that, but I don't want to see it. I wasn't a fan of the first one, to be honest. I never really liked it. Twisters. It was supposed to be a sequel to the 1990, but it looks like it's just going to be a refresh, a reboot or whatnot. And if that's the case, no. But my wife may want to see it, so I may end up going because my wife wants to see it. Kraven the Hunter. Absolutely not. Maybe not even streaming. I just don't have any desire to see that unless Bruce wants to talk about Prince of the Universe. Is that it? Oh, geez, there's ton. Oh, Dune 2. Dune 2 is not on my list anymore. I can watch that streaming now. I do not have to. I'm so mad at them for delaying this film for so long since part 1. No, I'm going to show my displeasure with them splitting up this into part 1 and part 2. That even though I love Dune, and I think the first one had some issues, I will watch that streaming. I'm not excited about that. Everyone thought maybe Dune 2 would be on there. It will not be. Okay, that's all. That was a different one I looked at, so don't know what that one's about. All right, so what were the 2 honorable mentions, meaning I might go to the theaters to see this? Kung Fu Panda 4. I'm a Kung Fu Panda fan. Been so for a while. They did a Netflix TV show. It was horrible, about mini Kung Fu Pandas. But overall, Kung Fu Panda has been fun over the years. It's DreamWorks. They've been doing well. I guess they wanted to revive this old series. And we'll definitely watch this on streaming. I don't know. If I'm feeling the movie and the missus is feeling, we may go. It's a maybe. It's not a must. The other one, Despicable Me 4. I like the Despicable Me movies. I think they're all fun. I thought the last Minions movie was a lot of fun. I didn't see it in theaters, and this is another one that I could be pulled into theaters for because it's a direct sequel to the main characters, not a spinoff. But at the same time, I don't know. I think I could also wait for streaming too. So if my wife says you want to go see Despicable Me 4, I'd say yes. And I really would want to see it. But this is also one that I could probably see streaming too. So the 4 other ones I'm going to mention are ones that I'm really dislocated my shoulder there for a minute. Popped out of socket for a minute. So these next ones are the ones that I'm really excited about, truly excited. Well, 5 has a little asterisk by it because I found out something about just prior to doing this I'm not happy about. So it got bumped down to number 5, and I would have taken it out if there was another movie that I was more excited to see. But I did say, no, I'll probably see this in theaters anyway. As you may or may not have heard, Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan came out and announced there's going to be a Karate Kid movie this year. But then the creators of Cobra Kai came out recently, I heard, and said it's not associated with the TV show. Well, that's a bummer. Because if it did connect, I'm not saying it has to bring back the kids from Cobra Kai. Daniel can have an adventure without them. But it should, if it can fit in the world of Cobra Kai, I'm all for that. But Jackie Chan is playing his character from the rebooted Karate Kid, and they're if they can merge all those universes together, I'm all for that. I love Jackie Chan. I love Ralph Macchio. I love the idea. I was super excited. Beforehand, this would have been number 3. Number 3 is where it was at. And then when I heard the news just a few weeks ago that this was that it was not going to be a direct sequel to Cobra Kai. I was like, meh. And if it goes against Cobra Kai, that's going to really piss me off. I love Cobra Kai. I think Cobra Kai's been great. There shouldn't be a conflict between these two. Daniel can have his own adventure and go somewhere else. I can definitely see that. And I really hope they can do it to where it can fit within the Cobra Kai universe. He doesn't have to mention all his adventures. Just have an ongoing adventure. Just don't, contradict anything that's happened in Cobra Kai. Maybe that, I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking, but don't do anything that would be contradicted. Like, well, yeah, when I shut Cobra Kai down as a kid, they never came back. Oh, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't crap on a TV show that all your fans love. So hopefully they'll keep it to where it can fit in the continuity. And if so, I'm all for it. I'm super excited, but that excitement got, a wet towel thrown all over it, and it smells a little bit like pee-pee. So I'm a little disappointed. Still my favorite towel, but it needs to be cleaned. That's kind of how I feel. That's a weird analogy for 2024, but there you have it. But Karate Kid, my number 5. Come on, don't suck. That's what I'm saying there. Number 4, and the missus did not, I asked her if she wanted to do this with me because Benjamin's not here yet, and she said, no. Her last podcast was December of that that was the end of the year when she said, I'm done. She's done. Now, that doesn't mean I can't get her back for another one. Eventually, maybe I will, but she's done. She's not coming back for a while. I think she came back for one not too long ago, maybe. I feel like she came back with something with Mikey, so she's come back maybe before, but she did not want to come back and do one-on-one with me. But I know for a fact, looking at all the movies, this is her number 1 movie she's looking forward to because it was her favorite movie. The first one was her favorite when it came out. It is Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. I'll be honest. The remake of Ghostbusters was a very good film. If Spider-Man 3 had not come out, that would have been one of my favorites. But Spider-Man 3 is awesome. My wife loved the Ghostbusters Afterlife better than the new Spider-Man movie, which I think is bonkers. But she said no, she loved it because she's a Ghostbuster fan and she's always loved those films. And the first 2 are fun. The second one's fun. And I never saw the remake because it looks like garbage. And Afterlife I watched, but I was very tentative, man. I was like, the kids are usually annoying, and I'm not going to like them. I like Paul Rudd, but I bet this is just going to suck. Not as bad as but it won't capture the glory. But I'll be honest, it was really good. The kids did not annoy me. And I was like, wow, I was very impressed by this. Very impressed. And I was like, okay, that was a decent film. I told my wife that was a decent film. Of course, the Ghostbusters were in at the very end. I believe 1,000% that Bill Murray is in one scene again, probably toward the end. Dan Aykroyd may have a few extra scenes and everyone else, but I doubt they're going to bring many people back, again. I don't think Sigourney Weaver would come back. I'd love her to, but I don't think she is. I'd love to see Rick Moranis come back, but Rick Moranis like, no, I don't want to do a cameo, and he's kind of retired from acting. But maybe if they offer him a bigger role, he'd do it. I don't know, but I don't know. He's not in the trailer. Not that he has to be in the trailer to be in the movie, but I doubt he's going to be in it. But either way, it looks fun. It looks like the first one, and the first one I was tentative about it. But now I kind of know the basis and the where they're going, and they're going to do this one. Great. Can't wait to see it. I'm excited. I know my wife's going to be super excited. She's going to want to see it opening weekend. I'm going to beg if we can see it the week after because I like to watch on a weeknight. After the films come out, when no one, not as many people are watching it, or 2 weeks out, even better, on a weekday, and not on Super Saver Tuesday, on a Wednesday or a Monday, when no one's there. That's when I want to go. I'm getting old and crotchety, and I don't like crowds. But either way, though, that one's one I'm really looking forward to. My wife, I know, is, so we can't wait for it. I always thought, I know when Afterlife came out, they were talking about making it into a TV because everything has to be a streaming series. And I thought that was great. And I ran this by Geeks Addict. Geeks Addict is on YouTube. He doesn't do much right now, but he's a big Ghostbuster fan. And I gave him this theory that, what's his name? I can't think of his name right now. The black guy in it. Goodness gracious. Well, obviously not the Ernest Gummit. What's his name? What's his name in the movie? I'm gonna have to look it up now. Everyone's screaming at me and saying, Matt, it's this guy's name. I don't remember his name now. Winston. I didn't look it up. I just remembered it. Winston, as I was typing, it's coming to me. Winston is rich, obviously, in Afterlife. He opens up a chapter of the Ghostbusters, not with the kids. He opens up his own chapter. He hires these new people, and the whole time they're trying to work to be a team. All right? You can put your token minority in it, your token girl in it. I'm fine with that. I don't care. Make it different than 4 guys, definitely. But then you just have fun with it, and Janine can be in it, and because that actress is doing work on Young Sheldon, and so she can be in this one too, I bet. And it could be a fun series where they basically run it. Dan Aykroyd can be a part of it too. And as they finally work together, they're working against this big baddie ghost, And the big baddie ghost, they thought they defeated at the end of season 1, but to be honest, he comes back because he's possessed someone, and his host is Ray, So Dan Aykroyd will now come back in season 2 as the villain, because he's being possessed. But meanwhile, Ray is wrestling with this ghost. They're trying to break him through, and Winston's trying to save him, and Bill Murray would never show up for this, streaming series. But you would try to get, Winston's trying to get Aykroyd and Janine. Everyone's trying to. Now that the crisis of the first series was the 4 people trying to connect and work as a team. Now they're working better as a team, but now Dan Aykroyd, who is one of their mentors, is possessed, and Dan Aykroyd has all the memories of Ray. The ghost has all the memories of Ray, so he knows what the Ghostbusters have, what their options are, what their plans are. So they have to switch up the plan. They have to be a little bit, unusual, out of the ordinary, do things outside the box, which is what they're good at. So now they don't have to go in there with a plan. They have to surprise this ghost and get it out of Ray somehow. And that's how season 2 ends. And season 3, maybe they're doing something else. I don't know. Make it fun. Maybe Janine is, dating someone and that guy turns out to be a ghost. I don't know. You could do a lot of little things there. But either way, I thought about the first 2 seasons. Maybe just do 2 seasons and end it. That'd be great. Don't let it go long in the tooth. But I thought about all these great ideas. Ran them by Geeks Addict. We had a lot of fun geeking out on it. I just printed out all of the West End Games Ghostbusters material. I am serious. The moment my kids are self-sufficient, my younger kids are potty trained and, can kind of dress themselves, I'm getting online, and Matthew, Geeks Addict, and I, and whoever else, we're going to do a Ghostbusters RPG. I cannot wait for that day to come. It's not going to come for another couple of years, but buddy boy, when it comes, could be 2 years. It's coming. I definitely want to do it. Especially a West End Games one. I gave him the files on it. I printed them all out. He has them digitally. Either way, should be fun. I do like Ghostbusters. I'm not an uber fan, but I am a big enough fan to say this is number 4. Wow, that was a long answer. But that's all right. It's just me. I don't have to worry about time. But anyway, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. I used to watch and I'm off the topic again, but I used to watch the cartoon, and I saw the cartoon before I saw the movie. So Egon always had blonde hair. And when I watched the movie, I went, oh, that's not Egon. What is that? And I don't know why the movie gave Egon blonde hair. But watching the movie, finally, I was like, oh, that's not what the characters look like. Now I'm used to how the characters look like, even though that real Ghostbusters cartoon, my girls will watch that. On Halloween, my wife just plays one episode for them after school, and they watched it all of October. Last October, they watched an episode and I thought, oh man, is this what they're going to do from here on? And they wanted me to play Ghostbusters up until Christmas. All through November, we were playing Ghostbusters for them. We played it in October, but they kept requesting it in November, and now in December, they requested Christmas music. But they were big fans of Ghostbusters. And the cartoon stopped after Halloween. We didn't watch anymore. They could have asked us to, and we would have watched it. My wife is a big cartoon fan, too. She loves the real Ghostbusters cartoon. But the girls never asked for it, so we never played it for them again. But the cartoon, I saw a few episodes. It's okay. It's not really that good. But it was fine. But I remember loving it as a kid because we were allowed to watch that, but we were never allowed to watch those movies because my parents didn't want us to watch anything that wasn't rated G. And so years passed. I finally got to see it and loved it. Just thought the characters looked a little odd because they weren't the characters from the real Ghostbusters, which is weird why they made Egon blonde. That's so weird because he's supposed to be the nerd, but he looks like a cool hip surfer dude too. Anyway, I definitely digress. Number 3 is one I did not know until I was doing my study on this a few weeks ago. I had no idea this movie existed. It's already number 3. It is Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. George Miller is excellent. I did not want to see Fury Road. I didn't think it would be that good. And I can't remember who it was. Someone said, it's great. You got to see it with me. So I watched it. And he got up and had to leave. He had to go to work. He got called into work. I was like, dude. So I had to watch it by myself. And I was blown away. That movie is fantastic. That movie is I wish they would do a sequel to it. I want to see sequels to everything on that. But I do like the Mad Max world. I watched the 3 original movies. They're fine. No problem with it. No problem with them. I wish they'd really they'd make a sequel and bring Mel Gibson's character back. I'd really like that too. Because that'd be a lot of fun. But the Mad Max movies are always fun. This is like a prequel. I'm usually against these, right? So, because if you're taking, Furiosa was in Mad Max, Fury Road, played by, I think, Charlize Theron, which was a fine character, loved her. Does she need a prequel story? No, absolutely not. But you put George Miller in the director's seat, and that's what they did. George Miller wants this story to be told. Okay, well, then I know George Miller is not going to screw up something that he really enjoys, a series that is his baby. So I will watch this. And I'm interested to see what they do. I saw a trailer right prior to doing this, because I realized I'd never seen the trailer yet. Didn't even realize the trailer was out, by the way. Watched the trailer and said, okay, let's do this. Let's watch this. Mad Max Fury Road, I may have to watch again just because it's been so long, and I love that friggin' movie. It's so daggum good. Probably made top 5 the year it came out. But Furioso, I'm not going to miss that one in theaters. If it did not have George Miller, let's say it had some up-and-coming director or even Steven Spielberg, I would never watch this movie in theaters. But George Miller, I trust the man. The creator is going to take care of his own, content. He's probably going to deliver. So that's why it's here at number 3. All right, number 2. Folks, it shouldn't be a surprise for anyone that knows me. I love some John Wick. I'm a big John Wick fan. So, obviously, The Ballerina, the spinoff that happens. It's like John Wick 3.5 that takes place between 3 and 4. And I know Keanu Reeves is going to be a guest star appearance. I don't know how big his role is. I bet he's in a few scenes. It's based on the Russian family and everything. And I'll be honest, I love the John Wick world. Let's see what The Ballerina does. Let's see. Now, I am slightly askance to this because, like I said last week in my podcast on the top 5 movies of, maybe I should do shows too I watched. Maybe that'd be interesting, but I don't remember how many shows I watched. I don't keep up with that. But I will say this. The Continental, horrible. When I was so looking forward to it. I even told my dad, don't worry, Dad, I'll get you HBO Max. We'll watch it together. But I couldn't wait for Dad. I went ahead and watched it, and it was awful. I would never show that to Dad. It's garbage. My dad's a big John Wick fan. Ballerina, I'm going to watch it in theaters. If it's good, Dad and I are going to watch it again, hopefully that summer. Because we usually watch our John Wick movies at the beach house together, and we both love them, and I love them, and he loves John Wick. Anyone who's shooting up other people, he loves. Dad loves his violence, his action there. But Ballerina better be good. If John Wick's going to be co-starring in it, that's great. If he's going to be guest starring in it, but hopefully he's in it enough, and hopefully the movie can stand on its own. I know John Wick can't be in everything, but you've got to make a good movie. Now, the same writer made another movie called Nobody. And it's really good. Nobody is really good. It fits in the John Wick world, but it is not part of the John Wick world because the writer goes, it wasn't intended to be a John Wick world story. And he said, but you could fit it in there. But Nobody is a really good. If Captain America, Nobody is what Captain America is to the Avengers. You have a Captain America movie which is good, and the Avengers which is great. Well, Nobody is good. It's a good movie, but when you put John Wick in it, it's great. And why I say I think it was supposed to be a, unwritten sequel is because in the 4th movie, we see Mr. Nobody, right? So Nobody was a name he always loved. And so but when, John Wick was being made, he had time on his hands. He made the movie Nobody, and it's another assassin who's retired and has to come out of retirement. Really good stuff. So if they can make a spinoff without John Wick that has good action in it and is solid, I will definitely go. I mean, I'm definitely going to see this anyway, but I would definitely enjoy that. And that's a movie that I'll bring out and watch with Dad. If it sucks, just like I did with Continental, not watching. I know they're doing another spinoff about the Trash King, the Garbage King. I can't remember what it's called. The Hobo King, played by Lawrence Fishburne. And, I'll watch it. I have zero expectation for that. I think it's going to be garbage like the Continental. It's another prequel miniseries. Now, they say they've learned their lesson. It's going to be much better. But, yeah, everyone says that because they're trying to get you to watch their crap. But I watch it, but I have zero expectation for that. Ballerina, I'm a little shook on this one. But because I love John Wick so much and Keanu Reeves is a part of it, I'll be honest, my over Karate Kid, Ghostbusters, and Furiosa, yes, Ballerina would fit here. Now, beating all those by leaps and bounds. In fact, I was like, what is my favorite? And then I remembered another movie. I think it's still coming out. A lot of these movies got pushed back to like late 2024 because of the actor strike, and some of them pushed back to 2025. And if I have one listed here that got pushed back, I'm sorry. I just don't keep up with that news enough. I don't know what got pushed back another year or so. I really hope this one did not get pushed back. I saw it not on IMDb, obviously, but on some other site that said it was coming out December or whatever, so end of the year or whatever. And that, of course, is my number one movie I'm anticipating, Deadpool 3. Oh boy, I am a Deadpool fan. That may be the last comic book movie I ever watched, if that's the end of Deadpool, but in theaters. But Deadpool 1, excellent. Deadpool 2, great. Deadpool 2, the PG-13 cut, which is called Once Upon a Deadpool, hilarious. In fact, if I was to watch them all again, what if I was to watch 1, 2, and then 3? I would probably watch Once Upon a Deadpool over Deadpool 2. Once Upon a Deadpool is so funny. There's less blood, a little less cussing, a lot of less blood. There's hardly any blood at all in it. I don't think there's any blood in it. But the thing is, though, it is freaking hilarious. It is freaking hilarious. The extra 15, 12 minutes they put in there with Fred Savage is gold. Gold. So I'd probably watch Once Upon a Deadpool over Deadpool 2. But Deadpool 3, obviously, with Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine, who isn't pumped about that? I love the announcement they made about that, Ryan, and on Ryan, I subscribe to Ryan. Oh no, Ryan Reynolds' channel. Sorry, my mind is slipping here. And of course, he and Hugh Jackman have been longtime friends, so I just love the video they made when they announced it. And you knew, I felt like it had to happen. When I saw the first movie, I said, it may not be the second one, but before this series is over, Hugh Jackman will come back as Wolverine. And I think a lot of people knew that. And so now he's back. Obviously, he's in the classic cartoon costume or classic comic book costume, the yellow, blue. I really like that costume. And so that's going to be fun. I bet it's just going to be a blast. Supposedly there's other spoilers. I've kept myself spoiler free so far, not on purpose, just because I don't keep up with movie news. But it doesn't matter what's going on or who else is going to be in it. I know it's going to be great. I'm probably going to laugh my butt off. I've enjoyed Deadpool, all the Deadpool movies, and this last one will probably be a great one to send it home with. Now, someone theorized that Deadpool is going to do the big reboot. He's going to kill everyone or whatnot. And they're going to reboot Marvel, or he's going to be the one introducing X-Men into it. I don't know. I don't care. As long as it's a good movie. It doesn't have to fit in with anything else Marvel. It can as a joking thing. And Deadpool's a joke, too. I do think he's a little overrated. People love him now. There's a lot of Deadpool fanboys out there. But I'll be honest. I've always loved Deadpool in the comic books. And, of course, in his movies, Ryan Reynolds is the perfect Deadpool. And so that's why it's my number one. All right, folks. That is Top 5 movies for 2024 I am looking forward to. Just like I ask in all my podcasts, I want you to give me your top 5 movies that you are looking forward to. What movies can you not wait to see come out in theaters? Or maybe you're like me and you say, Matt, I just don't go see that many movies, so none of the above. I can watch them all streaming, and that's fine too, because I definitely see your point of view. And please join me. I hope that next week Benjamin will be able to come in and tell us about his wild adventures in the Outback. That will be next time on Saturday morning, 2024 Samo Samoflange.